love that intro. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hollywood Connelly with that double biceps. It isn't the contract a legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. We are appearing on camera right now. Dave Stockbridge is not here tonight, but he'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be back on. We're trying to do this as much as we can. Sometimes we have busy things going on, but we do love jumping on here and talking with the arm wrestling fans around the world, especially when we get to talk about stuff that matches that we're really very happy to see. And we've got Terrence Offerman has jumped in here, says hi, hello to you, Terrence. Great to see you. One of the best arm wrestlers that has ever existed, especially coming out of South Africa. Terrence Offerman, an absolute legend in the sport of arm wrestling. Great to see you in the chat there. We hope everything's going well for you. I think I saw you on Neil Pickup's show the other day, so you're doing well. I think I hope to see you on the table again soon. So I thought we would do tonight, because it was just us, that we might have a look at the matches from the AWE Champions League and have a bit of a breakdown of the techniques that were utilized and the strategies, and have a look at why Brett Coots was able to get the victory over both Lachlan Adair and Matawaringi Hetamoris on left arm with Lachlan and right arm against Matawaringi. So without further ado, we'll jump straight into it. Let me bring up the match here for everybody. Which one is it? That one there, I believe. That's the one. All right, let's make that a little bit bigger. See if I can get that better. Oh, other way around. It's not bad. What do you think? What's this look like? No, it's too small. I love it. It's great. That's not bad. I'll go with that. All right. So we've got Brent Coots just walking into the octagon here, and what an amazing moment this was to be able to share with everybody there. You can see there's 1,000 fight fans in the room. It was a sold-out event for Diamondback Fighting Championship. We're very, very thankful to be partnering with them for this event, being able to sneak this match in. This was the first thing that happened on the night. So before we'd got into any of the MMA matches or Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that they also featured that night, we were the very first cab off the rank, and it was mainly because it was easier to have the table already set up and ready to go rather than trying to sneak it in and out, which we had to do for the second match, but it did work out okay. Now, here's the thing that caught me by surprise here, and I'll pause it before I miss it again, is I was commentating the event. You can see in the background, you've got the two ring girls there, and then I'm just sort of directly next to them at the commentary booth, maybe right there. Anyway, but I was doing a bit of an intro to the event and, talking about the guys. And I was expecting, because Brett always loves to pull in straps, and I'm expecting they're going to set up and it's going to slip and they're going to go to the strap. So I'm not really too worried about trying to explain technique or anything here to the audience. I'm just sort of talking generally. They start the bloody round and let's have a look at this. So let's have a look. They're getting set up here. And I'm fully expecting this is just going to slip, but completely wrong and out of position. Lachlan Adair with a huge hit there, timed it to perfection, and he gets the pin. Brett did get the stop right at the bottom there, but I think he got caught a little bit by surprise by that speed of Lachlan's hit there. So watch that again. So you can see Lachlan just times this absolutely perfectly. He's slightly manipulating his wrist on the directions of Tim Graham, the referee. And there he goes. Huge hit. Brett on the bicep there. You can see he does get the stop, but it's so low. He's this high from the pin pad at this point in time. Look at the vascularity in Brett's arms. That's a bicep that you will see on very few people. But that is a major weapon for Brett Coots, is his ability to hold in those positions in defense. And you can see here Lachlan utilizing all of his strength, all of his body weight, and he is a millimeter away from the pad. But Brett's still able to hold for a few seconds, but yeah, he's in a very bad leverage position. It's all bicep at that point, and yeah, it does dip underneath, as said by the referee, Tim Graham there. So 1-0 from Lachlan out of the gate. Look, he's doing that little running thing. I think he was talking about his speed, or that he's... But he surprised... I think he surprised Brett. He surprised me. And that was a quick win for Lachlan Adair. Very confident there. You can see him smiles. He's talking to his cornerman, I think. And yeah, somebody's helping him out there. So he was very happy to get that first win off the bat. Brett, you can see him there making the choice. What do I need to do differently here? Do I want to go to the straps? Do I want to stay outside of straps? I've just got to get that timing right. Terence Opperman says that he will be pulling for the number 1 spot in South Africa on Saturday, and he'll try to stream it. Sounds great. I'm pulling against Hanko Nell, so fantastic. We can't wait to see that. Hopefully we can get a stream up, and we'd love to see it. Brandon Chan is in as well. Hello to you, Brandon. We are having a look at the matches from the AWE Champions League. So this is round 2. So you can see here, I love the intensity from Lachlan. He's known for that, just staring in the eyes of the opponent. Brett having none of it. He's looking off into the distance. He's probably just doing this by feel. And the intimidation side of things from Lachlan's point of view really isn't coming into play there, because Brett's just not looking at it. But let's have a look at the hand positioning here. So you can see that Brett is now concerned about that speedy hit from Lachlan. He wants to get that cup in his wrist as much as possible. And so maybe he's sort of in this position, and then when the referee straightens him out, he's probably hoping to move his arm this way so that it looks like the wrist is straightened, but really it's still cupped. Let's have a look what happens here. So getting set up, Tim Graham setting the hands, waiting for the go. I'm just pausing here because I know you can see the intensity, and both guys are on edge right now. Oh, and there was another huge hit from Lachlan Adair, which would have gone through for the pin. He just got the timing a little bit wrong, and he started a tiny bit early there before Tim Graham had said go. So yes, but if he had timed it to perfection, we may have seen another quick pin like we did in the first round. So Brett, you can see there that little adjustment that he just made, and just paused it right as the match started. But let me just skip back a couple of seconds there, because there was a slight thing that Brett did, which I believe he made the adjustment because of the speed of Lachlan's hit. And let's see if we can pinpoint this. Right. No, it was just before that. Okay. Let's go back to this scene here. So I'll see if I can find this moment that I saw. Where is it? There it is. That adjustment that Brett makes with his elbow right there. And he slides it further forwards, gets his arm more vertical. So he was sort of in this position. He's come forwards up like this now. And I believe that is more of a position where you're going to allow your opponent to get that center, but you're going to put all of your energy into that catch position. So they're going to hit hard, and you're going to allow them to push into your cup position. And that's why that vertical framing of his arm is so important there, because if he was more out this way trying to catch, you're going to be extended to that point. So if you're off the go, you're extended here. Now you're going to be on your bicep muscle trying to defend against Lachlan Adair, which is not ideal. And we saw that play out in the first round. But if you're more vertical here, when that hit happens, if you get a stop, if you're able to get the stop, you're going to be in a much better position right here to catch that. And if you do catch that, then you're going to have a fully cupped in wrist, and you're going to be able to start manipulating your own offense. Let's see how this plays out. Love this hook war. I'll let it play out, and then I'll go back and I'll review the technique in a second. But right now, Lachlan holding a strong. They're both sort of hitting hard and getting pulled back to the middle, but there was a slight adjustment there that Lachlan made. We'll go through this step by step here. So as we saw on that start, that vertical adjustment that Brett made allowed him to get that catch, and you see it there. So you see how he gets that stop a lot higher than the first round where he got the stop way down here. Here, you're in a position where you can get your wrist fully engaged, and you're in a leverage position that allows you to defend a lot more effectively than if you're fully extended like this. So he gets the stop there and he turns it back, uses his body weight and his momentum to pronate and turn that back through Lachlan's little finger here. Brings it back to the center. Lachlan makes the adjustment, stays nice and close to his hand. Brett's hitting hard here, but Lachlan is really close, and he has now got that vertical position with his forearm. I'm doing Lachlan's arm with my left, and Brett's with my right. But you can see now Lachlan is in that defensive position. Brett hits hard there with a lot of pronation. Great bicep strength from Lachlan Adair to be able to hold that and pull it back again. But now you can see the angle on his hand. Instead of being in a pronated position like this, he's now a little bit compromised. He's not fully compromised like that, but he's probably halfway there. And it's just those little edgings that turn the pressure from the wrist to the bicep. So he does hold strong there. He moves across with his body. I think he was trying to use side pressure there, trying to squeeze and get just sideways back. He did gain maybe an inch, but it looked like he sort of lost an angle as well. So he pushed this way, got 1 inch, but his arm sort of, if I can get it from the angle. So if he was here, he's pushed this way, but his hand has come back a little bit. Probably not in a terrible position here, but it wasn't the ideal result of what he was trying to do there. And then again, Brett rolling through Lachlan's fingers, but Lachlan able to contain it, able to hold it, but he is in a bad spot. You see that angle of his hand there. And now he tries to bring it back. Brett hits again. Lachlan catches it again. Looks calm and controlled here. I think he's waiting for his moment. And you see, looking at the fingers of Lachlan there. That's how much pressure is being put into his fingers by Brett Coots. And again, he does that movement with his body. Did you see that? He steps to the side. He comes sideways with side pressure like this. But his hand, again, it gets pushed to this position. You can see now his hand is now not in alignment with his body. And his hand is completely turned palm up here. So he catches that because, look at his bicep there. He's an incredibly strong man. He caught that position. He brings it back to center again. Brett takes a deep breath here. Readjusts, hits again. Lachlan catches again. This move here was a little bit strange to me. So Lachlan has stepped further across. I think he was adjusting and potentially going maybe into an open arm position, but he was sort of about here. And then he's moved like this a little bit. You can see how much further his hand is away from his body now. And the pin comes fairly quickly after he did that. He does hold one more hit from Brett with the strength of his bicep. But have a look at the angle he's created here. It's not an ideal position. And it's probably that he's getting turned over. He's on his bicep. Usually if people are going to step to the side in that position, they're going to be dropping into an open arm, this sort of position, like a king's move or a very open top roll as a defensive maneuver. So maybe he was in two minds there trying to look at that as a potential move that he wanted to make. And then it gets turned over. So a lot of energy expended from both men in that round, though, you can see, and that's only round two. And a quick pin for Lachlan in the first round, but now that was 15 seconds of intense inside pulling, which when you're going against Brett Coots, that's where he wants to be. That's his game. He loves the inside game. So a great win for Brett there, and would have used a lot of energy from Lachlan Adair in those defensive positions. Your bicep does get tired fairly quickly. Let's skip through to the next round. Let's see what adjustments is made here. Terence Hoffman has a comment here. He says that both are great athletes. I love watching these matches. We need some more of them at East versus West. Absolutely. We'd love to see these guys getting the international exposure that we'd love to see for all of their incredible hard work and effort. So is it going to be the same style of setup that Brett's going to employ, where he did that very vertical position with his arm and trying to get that catch here, as opposed to starting like this and catching down here? So, but Lachlan looked like he had a bit of a mindset. He may have been thinking press at this point. His shoulder came quite forwards, but I think he's readjusted now. He's still in a position where he may want to press. I don't know. It looks to me like he's sort of in between both techniques there, but I think he's settled into the hook that he wants to hit here. Yeah. Takes a deep breath, tries to get the timing right. Oh, that was a veteran move there. I don't think you guys see that. If you were an arm wrestler, that was quite clever of Lachlan right there. And what I saw, which is Lachlan is predicting the match is just about to start. He takes a really deep breath and gets set, but the match doesn't start. So what does he do? Instead of breathing out and being like, and all of his framework and that extra support that you get when you hold your breath is now gone, rather than doing that and then having the match start and you got to try to breathe in quickly, and by the time you've done that, you're probably pinned. He stepped back, he let go, he stepped back, he took the breath, he held it, and then when the match didn't start, he's like, I need to let go and step back and breathe and reset and get that again, because otherwise I'm going to be in a compromised position. It's just those little things that can separate. See that? Steps away. Okay, I thought we were about to start. I took a deep breath. I was set. We didn't start. I need to step away and reset. So we're going to get the start again. It surprises me that they haven't gone to straps at all. Even in that second round, when they're in that deep war and that deep hook war, and they were so tight against each other, but they never lost their hand positions. Okay, let's have a look. So Brett, again, looking like he's going to sit in that catch position. Lachlan, he times it a little wrong that time as well. Some slight miscalculations from Lachlan. He just got it a bit wrong there. I think that was probably the one that he was talking about in the post-fight interview when he was saying, I took the referee's hands with me. I think he did actually do that just on that one then. But you can see I think that what we discovered as we were watching the event was that the game plan of Lachlan was he wanted to get quick pins. And here we go. So he's gone into the hook again. Brett utilizing that catch position. And it's pretty much a repeat of the second round here. Lachlan is sitting on his bicep, but you can see how his hand is compromised. He's turned palm up. His palm is facing the ceiling. And eventually he gets pinned in that position. So Brett is up 2-1 at this point, and the second and third rounds looking fairly identical there. Lachlan is trying to make the adjustments from this point. He doesn't want to get stuck in that hook war battle with Brett Coots, because he's getting out pronated, and then he's getting in the center, he's getting his hand turned into this position as opposed to this position. As soon as he gets there, everything's way more difficult. And then eventually he gets turned completely palm up and extended flat out. There's me in the background doing the commentary with Dave Stockbridge. All right, let's get to the next round. So 2-1 for Brett here, and two very hard rounds. You can see Lachlan sweating hard there. He's breathing heavy. He's leaning on the table. Big smile, though. He's having a good time. So is Brett, which is great. We're so happy to be here at this event. And both guys, awesome people as well, and good friends, good competitors, very sporting. And you can see they did decide to start in the strap here. So get another catch from Brett. He caught that really, he didn't even really go back on that one. It wasn't like the earlier rounds where he had been catching like here. He almost only moved maybe half an inch before he got that stop. So you can see the effort Brett's putting in on his face there. He's really in a position where he's dominant in this match. Lachlan's hand is compromised again. He's using his bicep to hold on. He's trying to use his framework and his body weight. He's almost getting back here, but you'd see the effort being displayed from the bicep muscle here. This is the issue right here, is his hand is in a compromised position. That is the reason he's not able to utilize all of his body weight and power and strength, the techniques. If his hand was more turned this way, he would be in a very dominant position because his hand is compromised. That is your first point. You can't go anywhere without your hand. So that is the reason he isn't able to get through here. Brett holding strong. And he changes to the press. That was such a clever move. Such a clever move. He probably would have won that round regardless, because he was in such a dominant position and he was hitting. You see those huge hits, and credit to Lachlan for catching those, because that's it's just ridiculous. And right here, Brett, look, he's looking over at Lachlan. You can see he knows Lachlan has just put in a ton of effort to try to get out of that spot. And he recognizes it. Watch Brett. He does a little bit of a hit, and then he comes sneaking up. Did you see that? You see? I love you can see it on Brett's face. Look at him. Look. He looks at Lachlan, and he's like, he already knows I'm gonna press here. But he's gonna fake him out with one more little hit. There. Oh no, yeah. And this is now. So he knows Lachlan's just very wary that he could get pinned, and so he's all in on his back pressure. Look at the position of Lachlan here, and Brett sneakily comes up. Look at this. He's up straight now, and he's gonna change forwards for the press, and Lachlan's no. Excellent move from Brett Coots there. And that was the first time we'd seen him transition to the press in the match. So the second and third round looking very similar, where it was in that hook position, and both guys sort of, and Brett winning the supination or the pronation battle to get through Lachlan's wrist. But in that one there, even though he was probably on his way to victory in the same method, I love how he looks over at Lachlan. He's like, I'm going to press. He comes up and does it. Very, very cool. I loved that. That was amazing. All right, let's have a look at the next round here. So again, we're starting in the straps. Love that. Wanting a nice tight strap. As I'm not sure what it's like in the United States, but in Australia, it seems to be that the tighter the strap, the better. And if your hand isn't turning purple, and it's not tight enough, the nightmare is here. He says, hi there, Matt. Hello to you. We were just reviewing the match from the AWE Champions League. Lachlan Adair and Brett Coots. Brett Coots on the left, Lachlan on the right there. And again, you can see probably not as vertical as he was in the earlier rounds for Brett here. But he did say in the post-match that after the second round, when they got into that really long sort of hook war, that he felt that Lachlan's hit wasn't there anymore. So he did feel that Lachlan had lost a little bit of the speed and the momentum that he was able to generate in that first round. So maybe he's not as concerned here that he needs to have a really vertical forearm to catch. And you can see Lachlan has changed up the tactics cleverly. Again, another veteran move from somebody who's been in many international matches and has competed at the highest levels. He knows that what he's doing with the hook game is not working against Brett, and he decides to change it up. He's going to go for a press. You see here, he's literally standing with both shoulders facing the referee, and he's going to get adjusted back a little bit. Pretend to bring that shoulder in. Really, it comes in for a second and goes straight back out again. Yeah, Tim Graham making sure that he's as square as he can be. Really, that shoulder is in the exact same position. He's just rolled his hand. That's one of those tricks you can do where, it's like this hand here, like your shoulder might be like way back, and then like you bring the shoulder in, you're like, yeah, okay, and you just turn your hand over. It looks like your shoulder's forward now, but it's not. Anyway, the nightmare says top rollers typically like a loose strap, hookers like a tiger strap. Yeah, absolutely. Right, here we go. So he goes in for that press. I don't know if he wanted to do a flop press or if his wrist just got compromised straight away. Let's have a look. So right here, I think he did want to get the flop press position, and he's in deep on it. He's getting his shoulder nice and tight against his hand here. Brett is all on arm here. This is all bicep and forearm for Brett Coots. So he's trying to hit back against, but it's really going to be difficult to get through if you're trying to. I can't get the mouse to do what I want it to come at me. But if Brett was trying to get past Lachlan's shoulder here, that's going to be an incredibly difficult task. But he's defending very nicely here. Takes a deep breath, tries to get back there again. He can't. He's like, I need to do something. And that was the move there that I thought was a tremendous adjustment that he makes. So we'll just get back to it again. So he gets in this position. Lachlan's in a great spot here. And over time, unless it was Brett Coots, he would have definitely got the pin on nearly everybody in this position. It is, where is this hit that, so Brett, you can see, he looks up at the ceiling. He takes a deep breath. And he gives it everything here to get back to the center and get this forearm more vertical. As soon as he does that, you see that now his body is in alignment with his hand. Before, his hand is out like, so his hand's out like this, and he's defending. Now, with that huge surge, he's here. You see, his hand is now in alignment with his shoulder, which means when he moves his body, it's going to utilize his body weight as well as the strength of his arm. He gets on top of Lachlan's hand here and surges again. Lachlan's still doing the right things here. He's got his shoulder in the right position, but he's sort of gone from pushing this way, and now he's kind of like that, and the pressure is going straight down from what Brett is doing there. And see, Brett makes the adjustment, a little shuffle with the feet, and he gets down. He pushes downwards, which Lachlan said afterwards he was surprised his arm didn't break there, or that his elbow joint held up, because that was a crazy move that Brett Coots pulled off right then. Being able to find that position and then get the press yourself was just an absolutely incredible job from Brett Coots there, and he walks away the victor as 4-1 over Lachlan Adair on the left arm. And Will I Am 88 says, next level Brett, he is beast. Yeah, absolutely, we did a tremendous job. And we might save the other match for another night. But yeah, just wanted to jump on and do a bit of a review of the match. And we'll definitely get to Brett Coots and Matawarengi Hetamoris on another evening. But yes, we're very happy to put that event on. AWE Champions League. Brett Coots now walking away with 3 title belts. The man is unstoppable and on a tear at the moment, beating the international competitor of Lachlan Adair and the New Zealand champion, unbeaten in over 10 years in Matawarengi Hetamoris. So fantastic effort from Brett Coots, a triple champion. We're hoping to get him some very big matches in the future. But we'll say thank you to everyone for tuning in and enjoying. So for me, as a fan of arm wrestling, and even though it's my promotion and mine and Dave's, and we work very hard to put these things together, we are fans first and foremost, and we put the matches together that we selfishly want to see. So it's a lot of fun going back and looking at these, because as a fan first, it's it's something that I really wanted to see, and I'm very invested in what the result was. So to have people also wanting to watch and be keen and interested and enjoying the matches as well is always a treat. So thank you for tuning in and watching. But we'll leave it there, and thank you again to everybody, and we will catch you on the next episode of Arm Wrestling Tonight.